Easter, but it is him. Really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the SimRigs V8 Am series, brought to you by Warren and Brown Tools and SRW TV. Tonight, we are coming to you live from Oulton Park in the UK as part of our Ashes series. So as we flick on over and catch the last bit of the practice that the boys are warming up for, get our race info up on screen there. A bit of a track layout, air temperature, and the dew point. So it's looking kind of nice out there for the boys tonight. Should be a lot of fun as we bounce around some of the guys. Here, Tim Nicol in the Peckies livery. As always, I'm Rob St. Hayter on the cameras and on the microphone tonight, and we'll be joined here in just a few moments by the one and only Peter Baxter, who you guys have become very familiar with in the Combox on a Tuesday night. So expect that banter in the chat. Make sure you guys are in the YouTube chat and Facebook chat, having a good old yarn and giving us your thoughts on the track and the drivers. We might jump into the passenger seat with Tim Nicol here and just get a bit of an understanding of this track. Very undulating circuit, this one. Very easy to get an off track, as we just saw Tim there. He probably would have just grabbed a little bit of grass, but as we come up here through Druids, this is a double right-hand corner. Very bumpy on the approach. You'll see it sort of mid-corner here, and on the back of the corner you'll see that the undulations kind of take shape. He's heading down into the final corner here, so get a nice braking in through the dip. Now he's got to go down the hill and back up the hill. No, he's going to bail on the lap. Switch to Brett Taylor, have a bit of a look. Sandy Lady in the chat, good luck everyone. Let's see some awesome racing. Absolutely. My loving wife there in the chat, always supporting what we do. Couldn't do it without her. Appreciate her jumping on in. We see Brett Taylor here just going through the hairpin. It's a little bit tighter than it looks on the stream there too. So if you guys haven't seen this track yet, we'll give you a bit of an overall layout a little bit later on there as we get through. We'll bring up the track map. You can see it there. The hairpin that Brett's just gone through is right there near the SRW logo. So this is the first, this is the second chicane. This is Hislop chicane. You get out of here, it's a little lift. Get the car square and get going again. Up the hill to a left-handed off-camber corner. So this is a bit tricky. And you got to brake the car kind of in a straight line, but you're also turning for this corner that he's in now. And just get on the gas and get onto the nose cone now. As we watch going down the hill here, you'll see it's really like undulating up and down, and then he's into the bottom and back out again. So we'll start on this camera view for a minute and we'll bounce around. We might catch a couple of other drivers. So in tonight we've got Troy Dooley, Ray Oliver, Tim Nicol, Bradley Wald, Daniel Schultz, Andrew Cowan, Brett Taylor, Peter Pavlovich, and I'm sure Stephen Spinovich will not be very far away, probably putting his boy to bed and loading up the rig. So you can just see the bumps and undulations. So this fast corner here, you got to lift, roll through, get back on the gas again, and brake hard for this hairpin at turn, what is it, 5? 4, 5, something like that. And then this is a little tricky area here because you're going right, but you've got to try and brake in a straight line to get the chicane. This is the first of 2 chicanes on this back straight. Get the drive out, and you're going uphill, which gets the car really light, changes the dimension, and then pushes downhill. And then you've got a downhill braking into this chicane here. And he's just run a little wide. It's alright though, he's gotten away with it. Let's go up under... Let's go up under the water tower and we'll see, there he goes there. So we can see through some of these track cams just how undulating the track really is. So it's going to be a bit messy out there for the boys and girls tonight. But hopefully you guys are going to get a really good spectacle of what's there's a really classic example of this penultimate corner. The approach in is really, really tough. And the final corner is that little flick left as they come back on the straight. There's turn 1. And we'll rock on through the cascade. So there's sort of turn 2's a little kink just up there where he is now, and then down into 3. And they come through the island bend here, which is the one just before the hairpin. So you can see how much the car really disappears in those hills. You'll see him pop through the top of the screen. There he is as he comes into the hairpin. He'll come out of there. We'll jump to Britain chicane here, and we can just see him come through. So this is that tricky little right-hander into the braking zone. It's kind of like you've got to brake, you've got a straight line and get through there. And you got through there really nice. And this is that Hislop chicane, so we can see right in the middle of the chicane here, we'll see the approach from the left there as he approaches in. Try and turn right up to those tyres, a little bit wide, catch those other tyres. Out through Knickerbrook, up under the water tower. So you see, again, the car will almost disappear at the bottom of the hill. See, it's pretty much gone. So it kind of shows that there's a massive, massive rise and fall in this circuit. But it's very fun to drive, and I'm sure the boys are going to have a lot of fun out there tonight. As we have a look at some times, Troy Dooley's got a 1 minute 34 second lap clean. That's the pace setter right now. Ray Oliver not far off that with a 34.52. Kai Turner, who's not with us tonight. Tim Nichols got a 34.84. Bradley Wall, Team SRW, 35.15. Daniel Schultz also with the SRW team. They've been working on a few things during practice. 35.6. Andrew Cowan, 35.65. And Brett Taylor back there, 36.6. Peter Pavlovich in the KFC mobile hasn't actually set a finger-licking good time yet. We just see he got a little bit tight on that apex and almost ran wide. And as predicted, Steven Sinkovich has joined the service, so we might get to see a few rotations out of him around here, because this is definitely a very technical track, one that most drivers like, but maybe not in a supercar. So I'm sure we're going to see some interesting facts out there tonight. But keep the chat flowing, guys. If you've got any questions, got any backing your favourite driver, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit the notification. We do have SRW giving away a rig and seat at 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you share it with your mum, your dad, your aunt, your uncle. Get your pets, your dogs, your cats, your mice, rabbits, anything. Get them all subscribed to the channel for your chance to be involved in winning yourself a rig. It's Shibby, the producer, in the chat right now, loving the finger-licking good times. Yep, absolutely. Peter Pavlovich driving the KFC mobile. Daniel Schultz on the screen right now. Sitting there currently P6 with a 35.60. So I'll just see if he can go better than that. But that's one of the SRW team drivers there with the Toyota Simri on the side. And the black wing end plates. Oh, and he's almost flipped it. Daniel Schultz, you did that just before when I was in chatting to you, mate. Well done. Thanks for doing it on cam. Appreciate it. Easiest way to tell these boys apart is Bradley Wall's got the green wing end plates and the Warren and Brown tools down the side. And Daniel Schultz has got the Toyota Sim, so keep your eyes on those guys. Andrew Cowan, our average sim racer, out there again. Good to see him having a dig in this week. P6 right now, 35.4, so he's not far behind. Talking to a lot of the guys before the race, and they've all got around the same kind of ultimate lap, is about a 34.5. So they're all just a little bit off their pace right now, but that could be a lot of things. So don't hold too much to that, but we'll definitely keep our eyes on it. Peter Pavlovich there, he's got a time set in the book now, 38.4 for practice, so getting a feel, and he just understeers there at that looked to be down at turn 3. Looks like a good bit of understeer and just went straight ahead. So he'll get a corner cut track on that one. Mr. Ray Oliver here, currently P2 from Juiced Frog Leap Racing. And he's just run wide as well, so that's going to be a tricky spot. That double right-hand corner of Druids is going to be a very, very tricky spot. There's an art to going fast through there, and if you don't quite get it, that's where you end up, is in that wall. So we haven't spoken yet. Troy Dooley there with our quickest lap of the practice session so far. In the 333 Solios backed Ford Mustang, so looking really good there, seeing the boys in pit lane. Right, that's going to wrap up the practice session. As you get a bit of a blimp view of the track, so you can see on the right hand side there, you can see the transporters, that's pit lane. We can get back to that. Greg Leake in the chat. Good evening, sir. Good to see you. Good to have you on board. Right, so there's our blimp view. So again, the transporters are on the right. We can just see the boys rolling out onto track right now. So a bit of an overview of the track. We'll get back there. How are you, Greggy? Hope you're doing well, my man. Been a little while between chatting to you, mate. Last time we might have spoke to you was last week on the stream, actually. We've got Shibby in the chat there, going for SRW Motorsports. Not sure who Greg Leake's going to be backing in this one, but Championship is getting close. This is our penultimate round, everybody. So don't forget, we are off to Bathurst next week for the final. And it is going to be an absolute gem because we all know everybody loves the Bathurst circuit. And these boys in V8 Supercar is like the holy grail. So be interesting to see what comes of that next week. Watch up through Druids and just see how the boys kind of... We'll see if anyone makes a big move and goes across to the right hand side there. Troy Dooley's got through there nice. Racing tomorrow night. You're racing the TCRs tomorrow night, I'm guessing, Greggy. Jump on board with Tim, Troy Dooley. And see how we go. It could be Brad's night, or it could be. Troy Dooley did set the pace in practice, so I'll have to see if he can put in a good lap here. Oh. Short, sharp lap this too. There's so much going on in this lap. There's bumps, there's hills, there's dips, there's rises, there's braking zones in corners. That cambered hairpin, that is really fun to play with in there. You can get so tight in that corner. This year's a bit tricky though. You've got to jump the curb, get that curb, and then you've got to nail this curb as well. He's done really good through there. Well done, Troy. That was a good line. Right, down into his slops here. It's tight on him. Oh, no real overspin. That was nice. As he comes up into Druids, this is what we're talking about. This hill here, you get up, it gets really light at the top. You got to turn in here, flip that, braking, turn right, hold the right, and then nail it down here. And then this braking zone downhill, really, really tough to get right. It's very easy to overcook this corner and send it off on the left-hand side there. But Troy's going to come around. He's going to set an absolute cracking lap time. What do you got for us, Troy? 133.8, so he's gone quicker than he did in practice. So well done, sir. Ray Oliver with another stellar lap here. He's got a couple of purple sectors and a couple of greens as well. So we'll ride with Ray and see if he can finish this off. Gets up in through Druids. The green sector, this could be going there. Speed Demon, let's go, lads. Welcome on into the chat, my friend. Good to see you. Right down into the final dip here, down that little hill, up and to the left. What can he deliver? Can he deliver a pole position? Ray Oliver, 34.4, so P2. Didn't quite get that last set nailed there. Andrew Cowan is on all greens as well as he's approaching the final part of the lap. Andrew Cowan, what have you done? 36.17. Bradley Wall snuck into a P3 there with a 35.5. Very nice lap there, Mr. Wall. Troy Dooley's gone up purple sector at 5. Sector 5. He's got 6 sectors and oh, he's got another one. Actually 7 sectors. Beg your pardon. So let's see, what can he do? Can he finish the lap off and improve that time? 33.81's a current time. And no, he went 34. Tim Nicol is on a good lap here as well. See what he can deliver. Jump on board with Tim and see, oh, as he brings it across the stripe for us. Tim doesn't register a lap. It must be an off track to Andrew Cowan on an absolute fly here as well. We'll see what he can deliver. Your not so average sim racer, Mr. Cowie. Gets it through Druids, holds it tight. That's a nice line through there. Watching the timer. What is it? It's a green, so he's on for a good lap here. Can he elevate himself up though? That's the question. Oh, a big slide off there. He's a little tight. Just maybe free up that corner a little bit. He can get through it. There he goes across the stripe. He does jump up into P3. Knocks down Bradley Wall. 35.21. Nice lap there, Mr. Cowie. Tim Nichols back on another lap. Looks like he might have an off track on this one as well. Bradley Wall just set a green sector. He's right behind Tim here. You see the purple gloves there of Bradley Wall. Coming up now, approaching Druids, just that double right-hand corner. Almost another hairpin, this one, really. This is just a very tricky little corner. Oh, big slot. Big handful of opposite lock there, Bradley Wall. Know what you want to be doing. Tim Nicol now up in a P3 with a 34.78. Nice lap, Tim. Callum Hodgkinson has also joined the session here, and he's got a few green boxes. What does Brad deliver here, though? Does he jump up? No. Up aboard with Callum Hodgkinson as he approaches the last corner. Oh, just hearing was just a little bit tight there. Gonna get a lap in though. What's he gonna do? Does he deliver a lap? No, he doesn't. Doesn't count. Let's flick on over to Steven Sinkovic. See if he can give us the traditional spin on camera when we go to him. Jumps at curb, gets the next one. Gets out beautifully through there. Oh, who's that? That was Daniel Schultz in the wall there. Daniel Schultz, what have you done? Oh, Steven just grabbed the grass there on that lead in, so that won't be a countable lap, unfortunately. Who's out on a lap? See Daniel Schultz just finish off his lap. Doesn't count as well. No one really lighting up the timesheets right now. Oh, Steven Sinkovic has got greens, but I think that off track's going to go. Oh, and ceremonially doesn't give us the spin. Callum Hodgkinson, full green boxes across the board in the shunts livery. Jump on the nose as he rides this little roller coaster down into the final corner. It's not really I class this as the final corner because this one up here is not really a corner. It's more just a kink. But what does he do? Does he give us a lap time for pole? Callum Hodgkinson up P8, 136.71. Peter Pavlovich here with the KFC mobile. He's looking like he might maybe improve a little. Right back on board with Steven Sinkovic as he's coming up now into his slop chicane. See how he gets in through here. A lot cleaner. That was a lot better. Made the adjustment on the way in there. I think he broke just a little bit earlier just to pull the car up. That was a nice little transition there. Love your work, Stephen. We really want that spin though. That's what we want. Through Druids. Gets out the other side beautifully. As he takes off down the roller coaster. Into the dip. Comes back up the other side. So you've got, where's he find himself? Steven Sinkovic inside the 10 with 137.26. Good job, sir. So we're around, no one's really on a stellar lap at this stage. Boys might be making some fine tunes to their setups. But Troy Dooley at the top there with 33.81. This track is your nemesis speed. Yeah, it's a very technical track. Yeah, this track is definitely something else. It's a good challenger. Oh, Peter was a little loose on the way in there. So let's just run through your top 10 on times at the moment. So Troy Dooley with a 33.81. Ray Oliver with 34.42. Tim Nicol with a 34.78. Andrew Cowan with a 35.21. Bradley Wall with a 35.58. Daniel Schultz with a 36.05. Brett Taylor 36.34. Callum Hodgkinson 36.71. And Steven Sinkovic with a 37.26. So Troy Dooley out in the front there with a 33.81. Dylan Gray, welcome on into the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Callum Hodgkinson here with a couple of greens and a couple of oranges sectors as he's mixing it up. It's very deep on Druids. He's toing and froing with the stopwatch. Makes a bit of time, loses a bit of time, makes a bit of time, loses a bit. But can he find himself up the order a little bit more? What's he got? He does. He jumps up with 36.34, same time as Brett Taylor. Only a few thousandths in it, I believe, on that lap. Who's running the lap times? No one's really doing anything too spectacular. Oh, Cowie, not the wall. Oh, ouch. That's one of the problems when you come into that first chicane there. If you just hit that curbing wrong, it can just bounce you straight up into the wall. Troy Dooley's got a purple sector here as he approaches the final part of the lap. Brad in chat looking and sounding good, guys. I'm guessing you're enjoying it, mate. Troy Dooley doesn't improve. Callum Hodgkinson might be on the improve slightly. Can he jump Daniel Schultz into P6 is the question. Steven Sinkovic just set a 37.26 as well. He set himself a very nice lap. As he comes across the stripe. And locks up. Can't Steven do it for us. Gas it up. Oh, he's holding on to these boys. He's holding on to these off tracks. He's not spinning. Oh, Callum Hodgkinson did just jump Daniel Schultz. He's just jumped into the 35.94 range, so still a bit there. Peter Pavlovich now with the green sector in the KFC Mobile. What can he deliver? Don't forget, guys, Peter Baxter will be joining us not too far away. He's through Hislop's really nice, got a really good exit there. He's just flicked it to the right now. Got the nose of Peter Pavlovich and see what he can do. It's a green sector. We got Troy Dooley with another purple at the back end of the lap, so he's really quick at the back of the lap. Oh, Pete. Oh, that was a little too wide. And that is it. That is quali done, dusted, and finished. So, interesting. Let's have a look of the grid as it's going to be. So starting off the front row tonight is going to be Troy Dooley. Right beside him, Ray Oliver. Out of the second row, Tim Nicol and Andrew Cowan. Fourth row, Bradley Wall, Callan Hodgkinson. Fifth row is Daniel Schultz and Brett Taylor. And then we head back into Steven Sinkovich out of 9. And Peter Pavlovich right at the back of the grid. So vaccines to sign up for these. Well, we're going to have to see what we can do, mate. We'll get Pete in here in not too long. Now, remember, this is a sprint round, guys, so this is going to be a short 20-minute blast around here. And then we're going to invert the top 10 and let them loose for a double-up time. But, ladies and gentlemen, joining me in the box, just snuck on in for the start of this one, Peter Baxter. Welcome on in, mate.
Mate, there's something got to be said about timing, doesn't it?
So Greg Leake's in already. He says, you got to sign up for these things, mate. He's telling us in chat, you got to sign up for these.
Who's Greg Leake?
Who's Greg Leake? Ouch. Ouch, the burn in chat.
No, I've seen the sign-ups, and look, we've got 20 seconds to go. I've seen the sign-ups. This is going to be a really good race, right? Quick 20-minute start-up, mate. I couldn't have come in at the better time. Shouldn't be a pit stop here tonight for the first one, but the guys can race flat out. But quick sign-up. I've seen Greg Leakey on the YouTube's given me a bit of a pat up the bum to say, come on, get your sign in there, but not yet. I might have a few things to say tonight. He might change his mind by the end of the night. But let's see how they go. The boys are off.
They are. They're away. So as we get the front row, that looks like we get through turn 1, nice and easy. Stephen on the outside there. Beautifully done. Oh, he's just on the grass. I have feelings, Pete, and Greg's crying in chat, mate. So Callan's gotten away pretty good. Look, there's Bradley Wall right on the back of Tim Nicol now. But don't forget, the championship is still alive for these boys in 2, 3 and 4. So I think we'll be looking at some of our championship protagonists between the first and second race. So Andrew Cowan there with Callum Hodgkinson right behind him, and then Brett Taylor right behind him as well. So
absolutely, and we're on, half goat track, half race track. So, Oulton Park's a little bit special. You've got to have a bit of patience, particularly around the first section of Oulton Park, and then it sort of opens up into, good old straights and chicanes. The back half of the track is where you get your overtaking done at Oulton Park. Do these guys actually take that mindset, or they just go flat out and say, it might be a goat track, but we'll go side by side. Let's go.
Callan's going to go around. Oh, he's got the grass.
He's had a crack, but he's touched the grass. There you go, mate. That's Oulton Park. That's a special for you already. See, a little bit impatient, had a good run, probably not the right spot. He'll learn from that. And when he comes to the 40-minute race, mate, he'll tuck that away and go, it's not the best place to overtake.
Cowie's looking real pacey on the back of Schultz here too, so he's just a little loose. He looks like he's got a lot of oversteer in that car right now. It doesn't look settled at all.
just a little, yeah, but cold tyres, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's a track, and the cars, you still got to drive them round at the start of the track and get the tyres warm up to be the best. Oh, Cowie's got to look on the inside. Oh, yeah. What gate track says Cowie? He said, "Fuck at that, I'm off." Yeah, let these blokes get away.
Yeah, I think Schultze kind of accommodated that as well. I think he was kind of a little offline there, but yeah, he'll fight back. I don't think he'll lay down and take that one too comfortable.
Cowie's got him deep. He's got him deep. He's locked the back end.
No, Schultze is gone.
No, and that's hurt Schultze. He's a bit too close.
No. Schultze, son.
Hey, please listen, mind back in not, mate. Get back in not, and we'll get there. We'll follow. You'll be all right. I mean, the next car up the road for you is big sinker, so you'll be good.
You'll get around Steve pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's right. It's only Steve. Yeah.
But again, it's an inverted top 10, so even right now he's going to be front row anyway. So it's, again, not a big deal. I think, just get through this one pretty well now and focus on the next one. But
so the real question, Rob, is if you're fighting for the championship, where do you want to finish race one?
I think I'm playing tactical, mate. If I know I'm comfortable and I'm strong around here, I think I'm playing tactical. I think I'm going to the rear for this one, so I can get to the front and then get out and go early. I think that's my play.
So you're going to sacrifice points in the first race, thinking maximising second race?
Yeah, I'm thinking that would be my play, yeah.
Now, do you reckon these guys have got their races heads on, or they reckon they got their Rob Lord Saint bloody strategy heads on? They put helmets on during a race.
These boys have got helmets on, mate. They're not holding back. See, Schultze, he's gotten back to scene and he's gone now. So, look, I'm not sure, mate. I mean, it is a short field tonight and there's only 10 cars. So, Kelly's still struggling with this hairpin, isn't he? That entry is really struggling on that rear end. But look, I don't know, Pete. I think the helmets are on. They're going to race. They're going to race hard.
You'd have to, man. I mean, there's only 10 cars, right? So
that's right.
And a 40-minute race is a long race. You should be able to sort of work your way through to a good position in the 10 cars. You don't have to win the race to win the championship.
No, and look who's taking the lead here, mate. Ray Oliver has gotten past Troy Dooley. It looks like Troy's just got a little bit wide and just caught the grass edge. And Ray's just going to go, thank you very much. I will take that position. Easy as done. Beautiful pass. Oh, that's a pressure. Greg Leake in the chat room for brains in helmets.
Oh, that's right. We're Leaky, and we're going to let Leaky in the M Series next series too. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
No, that's right. I do. Look, I've got to ask whether Leakey's gone to the rest of the retirement home and said, "Oh, look, I'll add a second sim so we can get a second driver from the old farts." But we'll see. I'll see if Leakey can come back to me tonight. I've got a few special ones for him, mate.
Oh, but, Leakey. Baxter's carving you up already, mate. Tonight's only young. We've still got another race to go yet. Oh, Pete was just a little wide there on turn in.
Yeah,
Pete's just Taylor a real sniff now down this straight. Yeah, Brett Taylor's going to get in here, I think.
And you got to say, Brett's my measure man. If I reckon I can race about with Brett. I don't, maybe under his rear spoiler, not in front of him, but he's a good measure. And if you're about sort of a mid-pack development V8 supercar runner, mate, this is a series to be into to have a drive on a Tuesday night, right? Because you'll get a good chance. You'll get good drivers to drive against. Everybody respects each other. There's not a lot of race control angst or anything like that. Mark Scaife ain't giving SVG a headache tonight. So everybody should think about joining it, right?
Let's not talk about that on the weekend because that was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? The old commentary team just carved up on the champion, but we'll leave that alone. But Greg Leake says, mate, you're jealous of the nurses.
Mate, I'm jealous of lots of things when it comes to Leakey, but look, the good thing is neither of us are 5-time world championships, but so whatever we say won't get taken to heart like the rest. Maybe Leakey might have a. I might have to sort of give him a call and get the nurses wound up. So by the end of the night, you might need to come and see him. Give him a hug.
Give him a hug.
And who's like the SOW Super Champion? There's got to be Jamie Dyke. I haven't seen him tonight, so we should be pretty safe at the moment. Yeah, if we don't offend the Super Champion, then neither of us are 5-time champions. We should be all right tonight and have a bit of fun.
You mean the bus driver and Mr. Dyke?
Oh, well, he claimed to be a bus driver, but I think somebody else has that, so nobody claimed up to that last week, right, the bus driver. And in fact, even the bloke who mentioned it didn't even say who he was referring to, so I still reckons a bit of hidden code there.
Yeah, I reckon there's a little inter-team battle there going on, mate, for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Cowie's just settled into a nice little groove here. He's just put in his best lap there, 35.46 his last lap as he goes around Steven Sinkovic. By boss man. As he comes in at his locks here, just see how the car reacts. Come to the outside and see sort of what he's got there. But it just seems to be a little taily in the car right now. So see if that sort of winds down a little bit. Maybe he's just pressing on too hard, just trying to get a few spots. But
he's either pressing on too hard. If he's listening to us, what he'll do is he'll soften the rear springs between this race and the next one, and that'll make him just a little bit faster. But only if he listens to us, Rob, right?
Oh, look at this.
Pete Pavlich having a bit of a crack. Okay.
He's going around
on the outside.
Cullen.
This is a good spot. If he can hold it, it's a good spot.
Cullen's just returned serve and said, no way, buddy.
Yep,
Not going to happen there,
Pete.
mate.
Yep.
Not going to happen there. So reset it up,
that's
Pete.
right.
Have another crack at it.
Yep, KFC, stay cold. You can stay in the Bay Marie, and I am taking your position and running away. Yes.
He's Cullen just snitched those drumsticks out of the bucket and gone running with them. He's like, see you later.
That's right.
Cullen's on a good run here. He's sort of doing all right. His lap time's pretty consistent.
No, and look at my man Brett Taylor. He's just sitting there behind Pete. Yeah, just nice and consistent.
Yeah.
Not really forcing anything. Just holding a good position. Just sitting there. He's sneaking there just to stay with it. He'll get a good one. But have a look out the front, right? Ray Oliver, Troy Dooley. They're still having a crack of a race, and Tim Nichols just lost a little bit, just a couple of seconds to him. But it's good fun. But you're on the best action of the night.
Oh, 100%. And we'll bring up the tree. But dare I say it, for the first time this season, Steven Sinkovic is going to have a pole position.
Not yet. No. Race is not over yet. No.
I mean, he's in 10th spot. His lap's down. He can't go any further backwards. He's going to end up with a pole position for the first time of the season.
Oh, mate, he better start. He better not do a grid lane start with a pole position, right? I mean, league owner and all. He's in this for the long haul. He's got to get out there and be the big ball that everybody wants.
Pete's returning the third.
Steve will love nothing more than getting out in pole position and ruining the championship for someone, right? He'll feel like awesome.
Look, I mean, he's on pole position. He's got to feel like SVG for 5 minutes, surely.
Well, 35 seconds, maybe.
Oh, Cullen and Peter throwing down here. This is fantastic with these two. These guys have had a classic battle of the last couple of weeks too.
They've had a good race. And Brett Taylor is just sitting behind Cullen too. He's got the best seat in the house. He's watching
Cullen.
What an interesting spot. Oh no, that's not good. Oh no. And look who the master, Mr. Taylor, has just made maximum advantage of two blokes having a go at each other. Oh no, look at that. I think what Callan's done is just redressed straight on his own. There's been no call to race control. I think Callan realised he's just made a little bit of a mistake there with Pete.
Have a look at this here.
Yeah. So he's come. Yeah, he's touched the grass. A little bit of a wiggle. Yeah. A little bit of a wiggle. Can't pull it up. Minor touch. He sent Pete out on the outside escort. But look, Callan's taken responsibility for that straight away. Oh no, has he gone in? Oh no, that's no good. Oh no, that's going to really hurt Pete's race.
Once you're out there, though, you're pretty much just a passenger, aren't you, Pete? Like,
there's not much you can do, eh?
Do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Schultze's had a stack as well. Look at it. Have a look here. What's done? That's Steven Sinkovic behind him. What's he done here?
So you took Sinkovic up on pole, mate. That was the worst thing he could have done for the race.
Dan just caught, I don't know what he's done here. He must have just caught a little bit, or has he grabbed this? He's had issues with this set of tyres on this.
There you go. He's just got a little bit of grass on
and
the
he
entry.
sent the boss man off to the right.
Sent the boss over the grass. Oh, Steve will be saying the sphincter valve will be like closed tight. Hey, we'll keep this on the track. Oh, absolutely. Pete's going in for his fast repair. Good on you, Pete. Stay in front of the big sinkers, Pete. Go on, just do it. Get in there. Stay it out. We want the big sinker on pole. Yep.
So we've got Drifter Wars in the chat. Good evening. Welcome on into the AM series here at Oulton Park tonight. Oh, Troy just ran really deep into Hislop's head, didn't he?
Oh, mate, that's as deep as Greg Leake going to look for medication. That is just so deep.
Oh, damn. Picking on the leaky tonight. So, Tim Nicol just got a nice little consistency running here. He's matching times with these front boys, so...
Yeah, no, Tim's having a good run tonight. Look at where he is. I think Tim's just quite happy to settle there. It looks like the guys in front of him, it looks like Ray and Troy have sort of got the speed on him at the moment, but P3 is a good set of points. It puts him P7 for the restart. With a few cars to overtake. And the way they've spread out. Yeah, come on, give me the championship, mate.
Speaking on championship, Andrew Cowan and Bradley Wall, we know these two are combatants for this series. And there's the gap on track between the two of them. That's Bradley Wall right in front of him. 4 seconds up the road.
Right, can Cowie chase him down, mate? What have we got? We've got 7 minutes left to go. I don't know. I think Brad might have the points on him this round. But what does it do? It puts Brad behind Cowie for the second round for the reverse sprinter.
That's right.
How good is that?
And Cowie stays where he finishes. He doesn't move a spot either up or down. So
no, that's
currently
right.
P5 there for Andrew Cowan. So
that's right. And see, if Cowie tweaks his rear springs and softens them up a little bit, and he won't have that oversteer coming out of corners, then he's going to have a little bit more of Brad. Now, Brad might be shooting me. I might not get a gig next Tuesday night, given Brad's competitor some tips over the stream. But
Brad seems to be all good fun. Brad seems to be a little bit quicker overall. He just seems to have that car just gripped up in the right spots where he needs it, and he just seems to be making a little bit of daylight when he needs to. So he's doing all right there. So Drifter Wars is actually Connor Nixon. So g'day, buddy. Good to see you again.
Yeah, g'day, Connor. Connor can be trouble in the commentary booth, so let's keep him out. Just stay in the chat there, Connor. You'll be right. But it really looks like B1, 2, and 3 have got the speed here at the moment. And
what is that car? Schultze, what have you done?
Well, that's just Schultze hitting the barricade at the chicane, right? So
he's done it again, though.
It's unlucky.
He's had another one. We'll have a look here. He's already half a car gone. What has he done here? It's the same spot. He's going to do it again. Surely not.
Yeah, no, that's a different one. No, different one. He's maybe gone. He's
collected that one.
Oh, he's just collected the second one. Just a little bit too close. A little bit of a turner. And see, that's the goat track part of Oulton Park, mate. I mean, who picks Oulton Park for a race circuit with supercars? Yeah, anyway.
It brings the drivers out, doesn't it, mate? It makes them work hard for it.
Well, they do. They've got to work hard. They've got to think. And, they only get half a racetrack to really, ply their trade and get an overtake. The rest of it, they've got to sort of set it up. So, right. But, I say it all the time. As soon as they get in the car and, put their sim helmets on, they forget about strategy and smartness, right? They become drivers.
And it looks like Peter Pavlovich has entered pit lane and he...
Oh, there you go. Cal Hodgkinson has just got a drive-through penalty for that contact on Pete Pavlovich. It's kind of fair, mate, because I think whilst Cal tried to give it up, he knew he made the mistake straight away. But as soon as Pete hit that fence, there's nothing more that Cal could do. So, I think race control's called that pretty fairly. That's about all they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear it come on the radio, so I must have missed that call. But yeah, unfortunately. That's going to lob him down with a drive-through. So it's about a 20 second pit lane. So that's going to drop him down, probably behind Schultzy now. So we'll see. I wanted to say we'd ride on the nose with Schultzy, but I mean there isn't really much of a nose left. Looking at the looking at the front of this car, there isn't much of a nose left, Schultzy. So I don't know what you've done there, mate.
Well, it's the same she's not a Gen 3. We get a good look in the engine bay, wouldn't we? But
yeah, that's right.
We know they can't be repaired straight away after a crash, so after this weekend. But
we see Cullen just up there, so not quite. It came up on the stream. Oh, there you go. See.
There we go. And we've still got Tim Nicol he's just having a good look at Ray Oliver. Ray hasn't necessarily got this one in the bag with a couple of minutes to go.
Troy Dooley there, mate. Not Tim Nicol. Tim Nicol's in 3.
Troy Dooley, yep.
So
that's right.
And Schultz has just passed Callum Hodgkinson, so he's put the place on him. So
so Cal's just requested to tow. We've got 3 minutes left. It's probably too late for a safety car. Yeah, he's been given the tow. Yeah, that's bad news for the big sinker, mate. That puts him on P2.
No, it's going to put him further up because he's gone into 8th spot.
Oh, mate, we were hoping the big sinker would get a pole, but anyway, he's going to be a little bit further back now. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. He'll still be mid-pack. But I'll tell you what, mate, don't miss the action out the front here.
No, this
Troy
is...
Dooley is not giving this up. He's not sitting there and settling for second in this race. He is putting the pressure on. And I'll tell you what, Ray's a pretty calm and collected driver, but he's got a little bit of looseness there. I think Troy can sniff that as well.
Hasn't Ray come along in the M Series for Supercars? He wasn't a big fan of it. He probably still isn't a big fan of it. But damn, he's got his head around it a lot this season, and he's really shown his pace.
Well, it's good to see, right? Just, again, with anybody developing the supercar, this is a really good series to come along and see how good you can be. In every other officials, you might be mid-pack or backpack, but in this one, you might find yourself up the front and you go, oh shit, this is can't say that. This is a different way to race. So, yeah.
Pete with the old slip of the tongue there. Had a bit of a lazy 4-day weekend. Got to get the commentary brain in the gear, mate.
Oh, I'm supposed to have one of them.
There's a white flag out as well, so this is the last lap.
No, it looks like Troy's given Ray just a little bit of space now. So I think then we might just be settling here for a P12 and then fight it out. As they race through the rest of the cars for the 40-minute feature race.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's probably what we're going to be seeing right now. Oh, Ray's just had a lock up into the hairpin. It's going to incite Troy just a little bit. Oh. Here, Troy's really early on the brakes to try and get the drive out of this first chicane there.
Yeah, and the difference is Troy's not, his rear end is really gripped up, so Troy's coming out of the chicanes a lot faster, which is why in the second half of the lap he's getting right up behind Ray. So Ray might need to look at that in his setup. Open setups here in the SRWM series, so you can tweak with them between the laps. And for Ray and for Cowie, I think just a little bit of a spring tweak in the rear end might help them out. Oh, Steve's sinker. The big sinker is doing his best to stay back and get P1 for the next race. Get on there. Get past that checkered flag, big sinker. Come on. Righto, so Troy's going to settle in. He's had a look, mate. He hasn't really settled in, but he's had a look. Troy's a bit faster in the second half of that. But good on Ray Oliver. Ray Oliver has taken the checkered flag with Troy Dooley second and Tim Nicol coming in third, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Good top 3 right there. They're going to flip back to the bottom of this top 10. But Ben Faulkner in the chat, does that mean I can come along? Absolutely, Ben. Registrations are open for next season, I do believe. So if you want to jump into these AM series and come and have a race with these boys, by all means, get that done. Love to see more AM guys out there.
Come and join Ben, but if you beat me in the first race, we'll kick you out, right? So, and I'm a genuine mid-pack racer, I'll give you that tip. So, I'm pretty safe. I think Leakey will be able to stay in for a little while. His donation's getting accepted. But, the likes of Ben and some other guys and Brett Taylor and that, we'll race with them. And, it's mid-pack coming to the front right in the AM Series. So, come along, have some fun. Mate, we're all noobs when it comes to the supercars,
I know who that is, Connor. I'm well aware of who Ben is. I know he's familiar Motorsports, but that's all right. He can still come in and crack it with the AM Series boys. You, on the other hand, Mr. Nixon, you know, no. We'll bring up the results of Heat 1. So, go through it. Ray Oliver, Troy Dooley, Tim Nicol, your top three. Bradley Wall, Andrew Cowan in P5. Brett Taylor, Daniel Schultz, your 6 and 7. In P8, Callan Hodgkinson, Steven Sinkovich, 9. And Peter Pavlovich, 10. So, reverse that grid, and that is going to be how they line up for the next race. So, you're going to have the... it's going to be Peter Pavlovich and Steven Sinkovich off the front row, but bring in Ray Oliver. Ray Oliver, P1, mate, congratulations. Take us through that.
I'm actually surprised. Finally did some work on the suspension and it seems to be going full.
So we saw the start there was getting around Troy, but, you just seem to settle in pretty well and just keep pace up.
Just tried to get into a rhythm and made a few mistakes at the end there, but just enough to keep going and use the advantage of the setup, which is slightly different to what Troy is running. So just try to use that where I could.
Any tweaks to the setup between the races, Ray?
I think the tweak's going to be the driver.
That's a fair statement.
Alrighty, there you go.
It's the organic part that needs to work.
Mate, it's the nut between the steering wheel and the pedal, isn't it, always?
Yep, it's the squishy part.
Yeah.
What's the track like out there tonight, Ray? Like, I know it's Oulton Park in a V8 Supercar, but it's very, very demanding circuit.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the tracks I do love. It's like Donington. It's just one of those things that's got a special place in my heart because it's just flowing and you've really got to be on it to keep it going because one slight mistake and you're in the scenery.
So we're going to see you out of P10 for this second race. What's the game plan, mate? Obviously go forward, but...
not meet anybody in the medic ward.
Not meet anyone in the medic ward. That would be quite interesting. So you are aware that Steven Sinkovich is gritting in front of you, right?
This is true, but you might get to nick a brook and try and go look at those knickers that are down there.
Well,
I'll leave that with you. I mean, hey Ray, there's no Brock tonight, so which means you're out there in front. And your real race is with Brad anyway for P2. Is that changing the way you're approaching tonight, or are you just going to go flat out?
Yeah, I just want to try and get ahead of Brad and see where that ends up. And you never know, Brock might not turn up next week, and if that just happens, it's a different ballgame. But that's the case of unfortunately he's working tonight, so he's not here.
Yeah. Oh, well, shout out to Brock. I mean, we'd love to have you here, mate, to take the championship all the way to the wall. But I guess what tonight does is give you a chance to get in there and put a bit more pressure on him for next week.
That it does.
Awesome, mate. Have a good race and enjoy the feature.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Good luck, and we'll hopefully try and talk to you at the end. I'd throw Ray Oliver back to the wilds areas. We're on the blimp cam and getting a good overview of this circuit. So, Pete, reverse top 10 with the fast boys at the back. This is going to be interesting, is it not?
Well, it is. I think one of the things that's going to tell you is who's got patience and who hasn't, right? Somebody who tries and sort of shoves an overtake on the go track, the first half of this track, can get in real trouble, as we saw with Callan and Pete Pavlovich. All it takes is a minor touch on the grass and effectively two cars have had their race impacted. So, you can be fast, but you still got to overtake cleanly. And with the fast guys at the back, and we've got the big sinker at the front, mate. I mean, look, he'll take half a lap and he'll be at the back anyway. But, Oh, hang on. Do I need a job next Tuesday night? No,
You're full of insults tonight, mate. You're full of it.
Hang on.
With all of
Yeah,
them.
I was supposed to leave those till next week. Anyway, but yeah, you know what I mean. We're going to see the fast guys sort of be a bit under pressure, and it's going to test their patience, which is what reverse grip does. And the exciting part about that is the cars don't necessarily spread out as easy. So the other thing is there's also a pit stop in this race, so they're not going to be able to do 40 minutes without a pit stop. So the question is, if you're a fast guy stuck in a goat track situation, do you pit early, or it's not a big window either, right? So you got to have that patience. You got to sit there. Will maybe race control get tested if the guys don't have a lot of patience, and if you put yourself in the position where you're going to be tested by race control, that can put yourself in a position where you potentially get a drive through and you got a whole lot of other time to fight back. So it's really exciting. It's good to see the AM series coming up like this. So
yeah, no, that's right. So the question being now, though, is you're talking about pit stops. So there's definitely numbers on it, isn't there? So I know you're a numbers man, and I know you've got some tricky little numbers in your back pocket. What's the story out there for the fuel and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, look, it's about 2.5 litres a lap. So I think they're going to get it's a 40-minute race. I think they're going to get about 25 minutes out of the tank, roughly. So, it's quite a small window, right? So with a 25-minute tank, you really, in a 40, you get a 10-minute window. So you get a window from the 15-minute mark to the 25-minute mark, right? So that's quite a small window in terms of strategy, but it's enough for an undercut on a track like this if you're really good on cold tyres. And you know that with only 10 cars on the track, whenever you pit, you're going to get a clean track. So it's not like you're going to come out on a track where you can't overtake. Let's say it's a Brands Hatch, right? With busy traffic, you get stuck in traffic there trying to do an undercut, you're gone, doesn't work. This is a track where if you're fast and you do a pit stop at the 15-minute mark, you're going to get a chance to actually have an undercut because nobody's going to be back there to slow you down. So strategy can play a part tonight. But again, I don't know how many of these guys have got crew chiefs or even drunken crew chiefs or sober crew chiefs. I don't know how many of these guys have got a spotter just in their ear going, pit now, do this, do that, or whether they're just putting their driver's head on and going flat out and, right, I'll pit when I'll pit and they'll come out and race, right? It's the AM series after all, right? In the AMs we don't necessarily have all of this backing that our lovely championships always have. So
yeah. So the window really opens from what would you say, kind of that 15 minutes really. Anywhere from the 15-minute mark, they can get in, fuel up and go.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a 15-minute mark. So that's about lap 10, roughly. We'll get out there. So it'll be I just watched Troy Dooley smack into a chicane. So in practice, at least he's trying to find the tight bits to go fast. But anywhere between the 15-minute mark and the 25-minute mark, before we get it. So 2 minutes ago. Now, somebody called the Speed Demon, mate, has just said they're going to keep me on my toes if they race with me. Never know when I might lose control. Do you know how the Speed Demon is, mate? Is that that's not the bus, is it?
No, that's my mate down the Gold Coast, bud.
Have you got mates?
Yeah, well, look, the bank balance will tell you otherwise, but yes.
Fair enough.
I got him into iRacing and he's been looking at it and he loves hanging out. But,
cool. So he's a supercar noob like me and...
he doesn't even own a supercar yet. Actually, no, he does own a supercar, sorry. Because he did do one of these Tuesday nights as guest commentator.
Awesome.
Pete Pavlovich is just in an expression session right now. He's just sliding the KFC Commodore all around the place, which is kind of cool. But Speed Demon is definitely in his rookie stages of iRacing.
Oh, come on in, man. Come on in. Come and race one of the slowest supercar drivers you've got. I'll be there as well, right? and we can all have fun with Quigley. And it looks like Ben Falk was saying that he's going to give my rear view mirror a workout. Now, I've never seen a car in my rear view mirror in a supercar.
Hey, that'd be something unusual for you, because you wouldn't see cars in your rear view very often unless they go past you.
Does a supercar have a rear view mirror, does it?
I don't know. I'm yet to use it, so I don't know. So
I normally see a black flag. I'll just pull over until the car passes me. So
I normally get blue flags. Yeah, it's
fun.
like there's a car coming. I'm like, where is it? And then I look up and it's already in front of me. I'm like, oh well, geez, they went past quick.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, it's it's a good bit of banter here, boys. Love it. Keep it coming. Keep it flowing in.
Look, it's 10
seconds.
I'm pleased someone like Leakey's going to join, because it gives you someone to race. So,
That's crazy.
I'm going to owe you a chocolate by there just tonight, I think. So, but speaking of old, did you know? Like, I was researching today. Do you know Warren and Brown Tools, who's one of our sponsors? Right, they're really cool, like precision tools. I used them from when I was an apprentice. Right, that was back in the 80s and early 90s. Did you know they started in 1921? I was really wondering whether Leakey was part of the design team, but then I thought, maybe that's a little bit too far.
Crikey's. Oh no. So Peter Pavlovich is going to start off pole. Steven Sinkovich is going to be out of 2. Callan Hodgkinson out of 3. Daniel Schultz 4. Brett Taylor 5. Andrew Cowan 6. Bradley Wall 7. Tim Nicol 8. Troy Dooley 9. And Ray Oliver back there in 10. So as the boys get ready, Steven Sinkovich off the front row. This will be a nosebleed territory for him.
Oh, here you watching, man. I've got my car on Troy. I reckon Troy's going to be a really good watch tonight. I think we're going to keep an eye and see how many laps the big sinker lasts. You got a bet on that?
Yeah, two laps.
All right.
Before he's gone.
If the big sinker lasts more than 2 laps, I'm going to throw out a giveaway that he doesn't know about. How's that sound?
Oh no, Pete Pavlovich is just rolling onto the back.
Oh yes, he's had a shocker. Pete's had a shocker of the start.
Cowie's in the fence.
Cowie's had a shocker of the start in the fence. Oh no, there's all sorts of trouble on lap 1.
They didn't even get off the grid.
Oh my God, there we go. Oh no, rail.
Let's Pete quickly throw back. What's happened here? Peter Pavlovich has lit it up. So what's happened
Pete's
here?
Just had a shocker.
Tim,
Looks like Cowie's come across the track.
I was just about to say that. It looked like...
Well, it's good.
No.
Good. We do have race control for a reason, but, it just looks like Cowie's come across the track there. I don't know. I'm not going to call that one that fault, mate. See if there's a safety car. No, safety car. Race on.
Leading Daniel Schultz. Oh, he's just let Daniel Schultz go by. What's he going to do?
Hang in there, big sinker. Hang in there.
Is he going to let Bradley? Oh, he broke early.
No, you're going to fight, man. You're going to fight. Make him work. Alrighty.
He went early. Now he's got Callan Hodgkinson right on the back of him. So this is.
And as we talked about them, the warrant. Oh, safety car's been called, mate. So there we go. Fieldy's going to compress up. There's a little bit of. I think
that's got
3 drivers
in P3.
3 drivers being taken out before we cross the start finish. I think that's a really good call by the race control there. Bring out the safety car and just get this race back into back in for everybody.
Well,
there was a couple of innocent parties there.
Well, you know what this does though? That gives Brad Wall the restart. He gets to control the restart. And that was Ray Oliver included in that little scramble on the start line. So that's going to put him way back there. We see Cowie just take to the pit lane there. Ray Oliver, way back there, mate. Way back. So this is really going to make next week.
It is.
Racing incident on the front straight. There you go.
Racing incident from the start. No, I think that was just a case of Cowie moving across to the right and whoever it was on the inside. I mean, they were rightfully there. They were racing off the start. So, bit of racing incident.
I think that kind of started with Pete Pavlovich just kind of rolling back a little bit and just got that He didn't end up in pole, Dean. Sorry, he was out of P2, but then Pete Pavlich didn't get off the line, so Sinkovic got to the front. But now sitting quietly in P3 there behind the two SRW boys, Bradley Wall at the front and Daniel Schultz. So welcome on in, Dean. Good to see you, mate.
That's right. And Dean, if you've got an ear into the big sinker, mate, you've got to get into his ear and say, race hard. Don't let these guys go. Just race hard, make them overtake you, use your racing line. That's what the reverse grid's all about. They've got to get there. But who have we got, mate? We've got the three main contenders at the back with Brad Wall at the front, haven't we?
Yeah.
So,
Oliver.
Yeah, advantage, Brad. Yep.
And Troy Dooley. Actually, it's more Bray Oliver and Bradley Wall that's the main thing here. So,
well, that's right. Yep.
Now, this is the thing, Pete. We're just talking during the break about the fuel. How's this safety car going to change that?
Oh, not a lot. It might open up the window a little bit more, like it might extend the window to about 26, 27 minutes, but essentially, if it opens 2 minutes to the right, it opens 2 minutes to the left as well. So just gives it a little bit more time.
Flexibility,
a little bit of flexibility. So for someone like Ray, who might be stuck behind a few slow cars, he might be looking for what's my earliest pit window to come in, fill up, and then just race to the end. That's what I'd be doing if I was in race position. But it also depends on how he goes for the first 5 or 6 laps as he gets going again, right? If he can get a few positions, get about halfway, and he's not losing pace, then just keep driving. But if he feels like he's losing pace, as soon as that pit window opens, mate, I'd be recommending to him, right, let's come in there, let's get some open track and just go hard, mate. That's how I'd be doing that from crew chief's perspective.
So Dean Sinkovic in the chat says, give him 5 laps and he'll spin. But Dean, look at how pristine this car looks. It's the cleanest it's looked in a race yet.
But not only that, I said give Steve Sinker 2 laps to not crash, and I'll give away something that SRW aren't expecting. So why not do that, right? We've got another safety car lap here. So here's what I'll say, right? For anybody who joins the Am series for the next series that hasn't been in this series, right, I'll give them 1 entry into a draw and I'll refund their entry fee. How's that sound, right? Is that cool? Now, if in the first race they finish behind me, I'll give them a 2nd entry, right? So I really want to encourage development drivers to come in, right? So if you're a new driver, come in, I'll give you an entry into a free draw to get your refund back, all courtesy of SRW. They got no idea I'm doing this. I mightn't be commentating next week, but let's do that. And if I haven't ended yet, but I better now. But when I do the first race, anybody who finishes behind me, I'll give them a 2nd entry, right? Now I'm a mid-pack average supercar racer, so every mid-pack average supercar racer out there, you'll probably get 2 goes, as long as you don't crash me in the first race. And Rob, you and I, I have a history there. So,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
no, Drifter, you can't. We know you're not an Am driver. You can't pull that caver. No, Drifter is saying, I'm coming. I'm like, no. That's a pro-level driver right there.
No, pro-level drivers don't count, right? Pro-level drivers, yeah. No, we'll be ripping the entry fees out of the pro-level drivers' pockets to give it back to one of the Ams, right, for development. Right?
Hey,
you're in, Ben. You're in, man. Yep, you're in.
Hey.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're an Am series driver.
Come and join us. I know Tim Nichols got a few of his guys coming in. I think Ray from the Juice team's got a few guys already registered and coming in. I might even give the big sinker a free entry to the draw here, mate.
Bets us if you can have Connor's entry. Hey, he's your team driver, mate. You can do what you want with him.
Let's try to. Anyway, the safety car's coming in this lap. It's off to go into the pits. Let's get settled. We're going to look forward to it. Now, what are you doing, Rob? Are you driving from the front? If you're Brad Wall, you are. I'm on Ray Oliver, mate. I think from the back, Ray's got a hell of a fight here tonight. I'm going to watch him from the back.
Mate, I think... Look, I mean, if you're Ray Oliver, you got to get your head down. I mean, if you're Steven Sinkovic, what do? I mean, you're not in the championship hunt. You could play team game here and just kind of be an absolute tank to get around.
Look. Yeah, I mean, Steve's the boss, but I don't think he's going to do that.
Let's ride with Stephen on this restart and see what happens here. So,
alrighty, we're
on
away.
nose. No,
You call
not
it.
Yet,
You
not
call
yet,
it.
Not yet. He's gone now. There goes Brad and Daniel. So Stephen just completely
Go, Steve. Go, Steve.
he's-
Go.
Right foot, Stephen, not middle one. Right foot.
Yeah,
Go,
I
go,
think
go.
Steve must have hit the clutch then.
Oh no, he's gone.
Oh no! Oh, sinker!
There you go, Dean. You called it, Dean. You called it. 5 laps.
Alright, let's get
no.
back to the race. Let's give Brad Ball a really nice jump over Schultze. And, Ray Oliver's still stuck. Ray and Cowie are still stuck at the back of the group here. So they haven't made any positions yet.
No, we'll flick back to those boys in just a second, but that's given Brett Taylor and Callum Hodgkinson all a chance to run forward now, so this is interesting.
Yeah, Brett's got a little bit of pressure on him too.
How did Sinker do that? Mate, it doesn't matter how he did it, the fact is he did it. Weird selection.
I think Sinker just caught out using the clutch with cold tyres, right? That never works properly, but Brett Taylor's in a solid P4 here, but have a look who's behind him, Tim Nicol. Tim Nicol's one of our fastest AM guys. He's been up the front of Silverstone and there. I don't think Tim's going to give Brett much of a chance at all. Pete Pavlich's behind Tim. He's going to give them the whole pressure. And if we go back, we've got Cowie putting pressure on Ray Oliver. So, there we go. Lots of things happening. No, that was Troy Dooley. Just had a little bit of an off.
He had a bit of a scramble, so it's given Ray Oliver another spot. So that puts him
another
up.
spot. And it's also given Ray a bit of a gap now to try and just get his head down and put some time in. And this was the thing I said. What Ray needs is Ray just needs to pick up positions. If he picks up positions, he doesn't need to go for some wild, drunken crew chief early pit stop strategy call. He can just race hard and then get up to race Brad. But the guys, he's got a close group of 5, good old reverse grid race. They're all coming together. Brad's getting a little bit of a breakout, but they're all coming together, and Ray's slowly getting on the back of Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we know Daniel Schultz is not going to give this away easy. We've seen him be very, very competitive in this series as well. So it's going to be quite the race here. But Callum's looking real sharp on the back of Daniel Schultz here. So we might ride with this for just a little while. See what they can scrap out here.
See if we can see anything out of the way Schultz is driving, whether he's settled the car out. Oh, a little bit early. Oh, really close down. Hey, g'day, Dan. Here's a bit of a love kiss.
It's
Go
like
to the pub tonight,
I felt like I woke up with a V8 coming through my computer screen. And I thought I opened my eyes and there was a car coming through. It was like, that actually made me jump. So we jump back to Peter Pavlovich here and look at the train in front of him. But look who's right behind him, Ray Oliver. And who's that up the inside? Is that Callum going up the inside? That was. He did get it too, so Callum did get that move on Daniel Schultz. So there's Schultz there. That's Brett Taylor right behind him. That's your man right there, mate.
Yeah, that's a bit. No, he's my yardstick, right? Brett's my yardstick. So, if Brett's in the mix, then people like me can be in the mix. And and we'll get the guys like Ben Faulkner to just get in front of Leakey and Sinker and catch up with us. So Cowie's having a good crack at Ray Oliver now at the back.
Oh, they're side by side. Let's look at this.
Cowie didn't learn a lesson from the last race, did he?
He's just.
He's a driver. That is a classic driver. I'll just get a drive through from the last race, but I'll have a go in the safe spot. Why?
Yeah, why not? Let's no, that was Pete. Was it? No, that was Callum, wasn't it? They got the drive through from the contact with Pete Pavlovich, not Cowie.
Was it? Yeah.
Not Cowie, not Cowie.
Bit unfair there. No, but it looks like Cowie's got his rear end settled though. He's coming out of the corners a lot faster, so maybe he's listening. You don't listen to Pete Baxter while he's commentating. I'll say all sorts of things just to wind people up.
So, Brad Wall's got a massive gap already. 4 seconds to the good right now of Callum Hodgkinson. So, looking at lap times, 35.39 for Brad just on that last lap and 36.58 for Callum. So,
Leakey's just
Leakey's
called
above.
me out. No. See, what Leakey's missing is that I wasn't the one that called Brett Taylor the bus, mate. That came from someone who qualified poorly at Sandown last weekend, called him the bus, and I thought it was a bit unfair actually, because I've raced with Brett quite a bit, and I don't think it's a bus. I don't think he's a bus. I actually think he's a really good, solid driver. He's hard to overtake. He puts a lot of pressure on you, and look at him. He's in the mid-pack there having a good pack tonight, mate. He is a yardstick for me. He's certainly not a bus. He is a bus for someone else. And Dean Sinkovic has asked for what he wins, mate. Dean, you have one free entry into the Am series next season. And, for picking that the big sinker would go off, now we can have 2 big sinkers and see what happens.
Tyson says, I think he's a truck. There you go, Ben. There is a Discord invite. There is a secondary Discord that you will see when you get in there, my friend. Make sure you join that secondary one, as that will be the one that is used for next season. That will get you into the SRW stuff. And check out SRW on the website too, mate. Make sure you do your registration online. simracingworld.com, I believe it is.
I'm glad you told me that. I was just going to put a rego in Discord. I probably wouldn't have got entered. That's right. I've never raced in SRW. I've done a lot of things with SRW, but I've never raced. I might have to tell them that I've actually got an I rating. Anyway,
Just in the chat.
Should be good fun.
Literally just put it 2 above, or 3
Pop
above
up in
your
the chat, mate. Anyway.
Didn't pop in the chat.
We'll get you in, Ben. We'll get you in. Just to hang by, mate. We'll get you a link and get you into one of the Discords, and just search SRW on the internet site and you'll see the registration. But let's get back to the race. We got Ray Oliver giving Pete Pavlich a real run. Cowie's about to tuck under Ray Oliver coming into turn 4. In the difficult spot here. Has Ray got the patience for it? Oh, he has. He's going to hold on, and he's going to get back into the hairpin just underside Cowie. Drive him out the outside. Cowie's going to go for the inside run, a bit of an under and over. He's still holding on. Cowie hasn't quite got it. They're going to go up to the reverse chicane. Oh, Ray Oliver's covered him. Oh, what a cracking bit of race. How good is that? That is pro-level Am racing, ladies and gents, for SRW. You've got to give it the most Cowie and Ray Oliver for that half a lap there. That is exciting stuff.
Absolutely, they were pushing the point there. Connor, I did send you a link. Can you get that to Ben, please? Get him into the Discord. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, because it's not showing up on the stream for some reason. No idea why.
Never mind, we'll get him there. Now, what have we got in the race, mate? We're coming up to the opening of
15 minutes.
What I thought was the opening of pit stops after that safety car. It might be a couple of minutes yet, but I don't think anybody's going to take it, because the field is nice and condensed. Brad Wall's got a nice 4.5 second gap over Cal, and then we've got a
Tim.
good
Tim has taken the early one.
There you go, Tim. There, I reckon Tim feels he might have been been slowed down there. So there's the early pit stop. The first of them, he'll take it, and then he's going to come out and clear air, and then just watch the times that Tim does. See if Tim pops up with the best lap of the race.
What's he take? What's he take? 10-second stop. I think he might have grabbed tyres as well there.
Oh, you'd be nuts not to,
oversight.
mate. Why not? No, if you can cover tyres with fuel, you take tyres, right?
Peter Schultz now getting back to colour, so this is interesting.
So she really only takes about 8 seconds, I think, to cover tyres of fuel in the supercar. So if you're going to take 10 seconds of fuel, go that new set of tyres and then wear them out, right? It's not like we're paying for them. We want, the big Steve Sinker might feel like he's paying for them, but the rest of us in iRacing, we've already got them covered. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So watching Pete Pavlich here on the back of Brett Taylor. So interesting to see what this gaggle of cars does. Who out of this bunch of 4 goes into the pit lane? Who tries to get themselves into some clean air?
Well, that's right. We've got Ray at the back with clean air. Pete Pavlovich has given Brett a really hard time. He's going to see if he can get him. If he feels like he's being held up, it might be a good chance for a pit stop. But they're all just locking up just a touch through the last few corners. So there's no shyness here in the racing. They've all carried on, another lap.
Peels off there.
No one pits, righto.
No one
So
there
no one
either.
really feels like they're being held up tonight so far. I think Tim's the only one we feel like he's being held up.
There's
He
Tim.
set a couple of green sectors, Tim, in the outlet, mate. On green tyres, set a couple of greenies. So, okay.
Yeah, so he'll be one to watch. We'll have to see where he pops out when the boys start doing some pit stops. But Callum Hodgkinson here, he's got daylight to Brad Wall. There's Brad there through the hairpin. Absolute daylight. So
Brad has got some really good time. He's just 0.3, 0.5 of a second faster. He's just pulling away a really nice gap. I don't think Cal's got anything to match him, but I think Cal's driving the guys behind him more than he is driving against Brad. And that's not good for Ray, right? So if Ray needs to fight Brad, then Ray's got to work out a way to jump the 3 or 4 guys in front of him to be able to get out there and fight Brad tonight.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll jump on board with Cowie here, let him take us around and show us just how bumpy and funky this track actually is as he's on the back of Ray Oliver. So we'll see if anyone peels into pit lane, because like you said, that safety car may have pushed it out a little bit. But
I think certainly they'll go to about sort of 27, 28 minutes now with only about a 12-minute stop. But if you're going to get fresh tyres on, you might as well make the most of the green, right, and about mid-stop it. So, it's a bit of give and take. Do you take fresh tyres and
there goes
3 or 4
Cowie
seconds
now.
extra fuel? All right, so Cowie's in.
And who's that
so
behind him?
Cowie's
Is that
in.
Troy Dooley? It is too. Troy Dooley followed him.
Yeah, Troy's mid-set in the fast. Troy's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment with a 35.334. So Troy's setting some time after that early off, but he's back in there. See how we go. But I keep my eye on Ray Oliver. He should start setting some really fast lap times now, but he's not necessarily doing it. He's still matching the same sector pace.
He's getting on the back of this little group now, so maybe there'll be a chance to back up here.
Ray's.
Pete's all over Brett Taylor there too.
Now, if I'm Ray, I'm going in the pits this lap, right? Because I've caught up the group, and if they're going to slow me down, I don't want them to slow me down. So I'm just going to get clean air and see if I can undercut a car or two.
And the one who did pit, Tim Nicol, has come out and set a blistering 34.74 lap. So he is
That is
on
0.6
fire.
of a second. 0.6 of a second faster. That is Tim Nicol saying, righto, boys, I'm undercutting the life out of you guys. If you don't pit now, you're gone, right? Tim Nicol is racing Brad Wall tonight. He is not racing the rest of them. Ray Oliver, you got to come into the pits this lap, buddy. If you don't come into the pits this lap, it's a mistake.
I think he's got it, yeah. I think he's got to bail now because he's just going to get held up with this little battle pack here.
Yeah, or do the opposite. If the 3 of them go in, do the opposite. Go Ray.
Pete with a late dive.
That's right. Oh, Pete's a late dive. Yeah, I think Pete might have had a bit of, I'll do the opposite. Well, now we got a little bit of a pit. Now it's really on, right? So, do you see whether these boys come out in front of Tim Nicol or not?
Well, right on board with Tim Nicol as he comes around this last sector here as he's about to come through the line.
Ray
Boys
Oliver's
have
just come
out.
off the jacks.
Just coming out
Ray's
now.
coming out pit lane. He hasn't hit the cones yet. Tim's got him a long way. Yeah, Pete stayed in front of Ray, so these two boys haven't swapped positions. And Cowie has just come out next to Ray Oliver. Oh, boy, it's back on. It's back on, Rob. You've got to get back on the Ray.
Oh, no. Oh, Cowie's gone.
Cowie's got tyres. Oh, Cowie's gone off. Giving Ray's gone off a little bit.
Cowie, where are you going, mate?
Just the big winner. Pete Pavlovich, he's driving away from that. Ray defended himself from Cowie. Cowie had his head down. Oh boys.
That was crazy.
Oh, there you go.
Bumping and running and grinding and sliding and everything was all going on there, wasn't it? There's doors and stuff going everywhere.
Good exit.
Oh, look who it is.
Won from that,
Brett
mate.
Taylor. Brett Taylor's gotten around.
Brett's gotten around, so Brett's on a good run there. So, Brett in front of Dan Schultz, that's really good driving from Brett. But I got to tell you, Pete Pavlich has just had off too through the first chicane. So all of the 3 boys who did that early pit stop to try and jump them, they've all had it off
Brad
on
Wall
green
and
tyres,
Callum
right?
Hodgkinson are in now. with
Right,
Bradley
so
Wall
those
there.
boys listening, Brad Wall, Brett Taylor, Dan Schultz, Callum,
look-
guys, get in the pits and come out and
Taylor-
stay on the track. Oh, no!
Whoa, Schultzy just gone. Oh, has this played for Bradley
Oh,
Wall?
no way.
That's got to be a
Schultzy
safety car.
Schultzy asked for a tow.
Yeah, I think he has.
Schultzy's
He
asked
can't
for a
get out.
tow. I think that's upset the race for Schultzy. Brett Taylor, get around. Safety car's out.
Oh, look.
There we go. That's going to put
Tim
That's
Nicol
going to put the last of
has
the
got
cars
him.
through. Yeah, that's going to put the last of the cars through the pits.
No. Bradley Wall.
Brad Wall's come out behind Cal Hodges. Brad Wall's lost out of that.
18-second stop.
Tim Nichols had a cracking. See, Tim Nichols making that early stop, mate. He's made it. Good call.
Yeah,
These
but
boys must be listening to
Bradley
me,
Wall,
right?
18-second stop. What's gone on there? He wouldn't have needed
Alrighty,
that
and
long.
the-
That's
And the
an
safety car's
overstep.
out, ladies and gentlemen. So it
For the
looks like
second
Brad
time?
Wall's had a longer than necessary pit stop, cost him a couple of spots. Tim Nicol has in an absolute golden position, but the boys have slowed down. They're not up to the safety car yet. I don't get it. I'd be flying until I get to the safety car. Right, this is actually going to let Brett Taylor get a free pit stop almost. He's going to come out in the lead, mate.
Well,
Keep
he's
driving,
gotta
drive
get in.
hard, Brett.
He's
gotta
12
get in.
seconds in front of Tim.
Yeah.
So you think it's a 30-second transit. So he's still going to drop down, probably behind Cowie, I'd say.
No, that's right. See, we've got Cal Hodgson, Brad Wall, Pete Pavlich, Ray Oliver, and they're not even up to race pace. But they're not even. They're cruising, man. I can't believe it. They're going so slow while they haven't even caught up to the safety car. That is going to be freebie for Brett Taylor, mate. Make the most of it if you can get it.
He won't get out. It's a 30-second transit, so
Oh,
there
what a
goes Tim
shame.
there. There's Callan and Bradley Wall right there. So these boys are going to get around there. Unless you can make a miracle.
And Callan's gone in
just
for the
coming out.
pits.
Oh, Callan went in.
Callan
Brett
hadn't pitted
Taylor's
yet.
down. Yeah, he's down behind Cowie. Like I said, you'd be near Cowie and Troy Dooley there. So, yeah, Brett Taylor just coming out behind Cowie. So, but
Alrighty, we're
look who
just
it
about
is.
to catch up with safety car now.
Tim Nicol,
Tim Nicol, mate,
Bradley
from the
Wall.
back.
Peter Pavlovich. Look who it is. It's your boy Ray Oliver sitting there in P4, 2 spots behind Bradley Wall now. So this has bunched
Yes.
them back up again.
They're saying about cream rising to the top, mate. These boys, I mean, this is the championship. Even though we had the reverse grid race after the pit stops and the safety car, it's just come back. And, we're going to have a nice 15, probably about a nice 13-minute sprint race on our hands now, with everybody having done their pit stops. The field compressed. We'll even get the big sinker back up to the back of the field. Dan Schultz is going to be in the pits. Who knows what might happen? We might get sinker into P8.
Mate, this is not the first round that we've been in the combox together and seen a last-minute dash for cash, is it?
Well, no, but then again, it's an AM series, right? So, heads on. You still got to finish, boys. You got to finish before you can come first, right?
Our season standing. So let's just try and get a bit of an understanding. So Brock Morisheader isn't here tonight. 1,170 points. 100 points behind him, or just under 100 points, Ray Oliver. 34 points behind Ray Oliver, Bradley Wall. 1,007 points in P4, Andrew Cowan. And P5 with just on 938 points, Brett Taylor. So this is on with no questions between Ray and Bradley Wall. This is on.
Well, don't rule out Cowie, mate. Cowie's been pretty quick tonight, and if he listened to the commentary and tweaked his rear suspension, he's going to be quick in the second half of this race.
You mean if you listen to you?
Well, I mean, nobody should listen to me while I'm commentating. But, and then we got Brett Taylor, right? Brett's going to be there, always safe, but always there, right? So then, and Troy Dooley's been fast, right? He had a shocker at the start, but Troy's been fast. Mate, I can't call the winner of this race, can you?
Not from this point. I mean, look, we know Tim's quality. We know what he's like. We know Brad Wall's also been fast tonight as well. So Mate, look, it could be on. It'll all come down to this restart and how the boys can make the most of it, I guess.
Yeah, and we've got one more lap behind the safety car. So it looks like we're going to have about a 10.5-minute sprint race, Rob. So
It's gonna be
that's
crazy.
what, about 8 lap sprint race. There's going to be
About
no
that.
fuel issues whatsoever. If somebody's short fuel, they've made it up. You know, they're all pretty much on brand new tyres because most of those pit stops within a lap or two of the safety car. I mean, you might as well, you know, say that this is a full-on, you know, sprint race with brand new cars.
Oh, exactly right. Yeah, you got, you know, for those that have pitted just recently, you got new tyres, you're full of fuel, you're ready to go. You know you can get to the end, but yeah. Ben, I did see you in the green room, mate. Sorry, I just couldn't bring you in at that point, buddy. But maybe next week if you're around. We are at Bathurst. It is an enduro round, so we might have a little bit more time to bring in some guests and have a chat. So yeah, this restart's going to be an absolute cracker coming up. So like you said, Pete, it's going to be, what are we now, 11 and a half minutes? So we're going to be maybe just over 10 minutes. Ben's
Right,
calling it a
so-
team victory.
2 questions for you. Do we see the first 6 completing the first flying lap as the first 6? And will Steve Sinker make the first flying lap again?
Well, the second part of that question's a big 0. That ain't gonna
Oh,
happen.
that should be cool.
The first part of that question, the top 6, look, it's going to be dependent on restart and where they can get the runs. We know Cowie, Ray Oliver and Pete Pavlich kind of been backwards and forwards or not. We know Brett Taylor's sitting there in the 6. We're riding on his nose cam right now. We know he's been there or thereabouts all night. Again, it's just going to make a little mistake on these cold tyres and you could lose
Well, that's
2 or
what it
3
is.
spots.
That's right. And, you know, I mean, they're Am drivers, mate, but they've got their race head on, right? So, and you and I both know when drivers put their race heads on that they don't become drivers anymore. They just drive. They shouldn't drive to win. So
I do
C
know.
is smart.
I do know after talking to Bradley Wall last week that the admin hat is off for racing, so he is just a racer at this point, but you know, that's still going to be playing on his mind. You know, he's still going to be thinking, you know, he can't do anything silly, doesn't want to put the car in a bad position, or Tim's
Right,
gone.
all right, green-
Tim's gone early.
Green flags, and Tim's gone. Tim's gone nice and early, which is a good place to go at that last at that last apex. So Tim's off. It's actually let the cars spread out just a little bit and let them settle in, get back into race mode, rather than have them all bunched up and fighting for the first lap. See, the big Sinker get past that first lap? No, he needed to, right? The green tyre mistake again.
Right,
Yeah, but look,
riding on board.
yeah, riding on board, and no, he's good on him. He's in there. He's in the box seat of the house, mate. He's got the best view in the racecraft SRW livery there. You're giving it his best, and look, that's all right. Hang in there, Sinker. We'll get Leaky in there, so you got someone to beat next time. So next season.
Someone to beat. That's crazy. Throwing it down early, getting the smack talk and building in the series. I think we're starting to see a pass up here. You see? No?
The boys have on the front 4 boys have just settled in back into the race. They know there's only about 10 minutes to go. 9 minutes now to go. So there's still got a few laps. Yeah,
About 8 minutes.
there's be
now,
6 or 7 laps.
Yeah.
The question is, where do you overtake, Rob?
Well,
Where do you overtake on the go track?
you kind of got to set it up, don't you? Oh,
You've got to set it
now
up.
I'm butthurt. Look, this could really be disastrous because if you're Ray, you want to make the pass, but if you're Pete, you want to defend and make. Oh, we just say that and Pete's
Pete's
gone.
made a small mistake and Ray's got. That's what you got to do, mate. Am drivers out there, take note of that. Ray has just given you the best demonstration of how to make a free position in Am racing. You just sit there, you get under the pressure, and he's given it to Pete, and Pete's just made a little bit of a mistake, and it's an easy position.
Brett,
Doesn't
thanks
send
for doing
anybody
it.
off. All fair racing, just one position. Leaky, tuck that one in the record books, mate. That's one to have a go on me next season.
But look what it's done now. It's put Ray Oliver on the back of Bradley Wall. This is your contenders for the championship, and Brock Monteshead is not here, so this is going to be equivalent to a win for these boys.
That's right. And Tim Nicol in the Pecky's car. He's no slouch, mate. He ain't going to slow down or let Brad Wool and Ray Oliver have this to do. You know, Tim Nicol's split one Vets drive. I reckon we've got to send him to the handicap. But look, he's in there. He's about the right pace. So these guys are running pretty quick. They've got a good pace on up the front here in the AM series.
Absolutely.
You know,
look, this is still going.
Ray's got a bit of a sniff now. Ray's got some different lines. Brad's starting to defend. So Ray's got a sniff now on the back of the Brad. So is he going to have a look, or does he just put the pressure on? Does he do a little SVG tap on one side of the car and make a position and call it into race control?
I think Brad's just got to keep his eyes forward, man. He can't watch the rear.
But that's racing, mate. That's what Ray's going to do. Ray, there's the pressure, and he's got inside, just inside the Warren and Brown's SRW car, and there he goes. Ray looks like he's got it before turn one. He's smoothly going to take that position away from Brad Wall, and now Ray looks like, does Ray have the speed now to drive away? Whether Brad's got anything to come back at him, can't be desperate. Can't be desperate. Desperation will cause drama, mate. Desperation will cause drama here for Brad Wall. So,
what's going on here, boys? Side by side. Callan. No, Troy Dooley, sorry. Callan Hodgson's gone backwards.
Hey, Pavlovich, Troy Dooley's given the KFC car a little bit of a tap and go.
There's Brett Taylor on the back of Andrew Cowan.
Yeah, I'm loving what Brett's doing here. Brett is just maintaining that gap really nicely. He's just doing that classic pressure thing. You know, he's not making any silly moves. He's just doing the classic. He's getting right on the Cowie. Having a look.
No!
Have a look. We've got the leader. Tim Nicol has lost control of the car coming out at turn 15. He's going to drop down to P6, P7 at worst. And we have the championship protagonist P1 and 2, mate.
Whoa. Tim Nicol. He just got loose off that little, that's that little kink that comes out of his slot there, and it's just a nasty corner. And that's going to just make this wide open now. So Ray Oliver is going to get the runaway. Can he get his head down, or does he make a mistake? So that's going to hurt him now with only 5 minutes left to go. You can ill afford to make those kind of mistakes.
Tim Nicol in the Pecky's pucker situation, right? Don't you? Yeah, hitting that pucker valve. But anyway, he's coming back out. Oh, geez, it's cost him some spot. That's going to hurt him. Even Tim's not necessarily in the championship, but yeah, he was looking forward to a good race. Talked him up too, had a good race. Maybe I need to talk up the front too and give Brett Taylor a good result. Right?
Well, I mean, we just clearly seen there that nothing is guaranteed. So, you know, Ben was in the chat before, he called Tim for a victory, but maybe it wasn't commentator's curse this time. Maybe it's the chat curse. They put the mockers on him. So.
Yeah, well, let's blame Ben. That's cool.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Blame Ben, the newcomer. Yeah, we'll blame Ben. Yeah, it's all your fault,
right.
Ben. Yeah. We're blaming you for that one.
Welcome to SRW, Ben Faulkner. I'd love to see you in the AM series next series, and thank you for putting the curse on our man Tim Nicol. I'm sure he'll come and hit you up in Discord and say good day. But, you know, hey, mate, race is on. Ray Oliver's just sneaking away from Brad now. I don't think Brad's got the thing to match him. Brett Taylor, my man, is right on the back of Cowie, right? This ain't no bus. Brett Taylor's no bus, and he is putting maximum pressure on Cowie. Is Cowie going to make a little bit of a lock-up and mistake? Every time we've done this, we've come to a drive and we've seen a little bit of a lock-up and mistake. It's really entertaining racing tonight.
But you know what? Andrew Cowan into P3, mate. So this is on. This is on. Brett Taylor wants his spot with only 3.5 minutes to go. Brett Taylor wants it, but Ben Faulkner, no, mate, no need to shut up. It's all part and parcel. The drivers will tell you they don't even hear it. Cowie, way loose.
Cowie's just touched the grass.
That's got to be a slowdown.
Well, probably not enough, but it's going to give Brett the encouragement he needs to just stay on there and say, I'm getting under the skin of Mr. Cowan. And certainly, no, Ben Faulkner, keep the pressure on, man, because, you know, when you're a driver, you can't actually talk in the racing, but when you're a commentator on YouTube, we can have a really good bit of fun and chat. So,
well, he's blaming Connor.
Oh well, no, Connor's the problem for everything, but you know, except Ray Oliver's out there having a really
Don't
good win.
spam the chat, Connor.
No, well that's right. We'll have to mute Connor. But no, let's not forget we got a genuine race on our hands here, mate, with a couple of minutes to go. We've still got Brett Taylor giving Cowie a really hard time for P3. This podium is not settled.
Oh, Callum was there. Ben's like, Tim will still win, but it's classic Connor causing trouble. Love the banter we get in this Tuesday night M series, mate. This is fantastic.
Well, it couldn't be if we didn't have
comment.
the good spectators. Yeah, couldn't be fun if we didn't have any good spectators. But look, apparently Tyson listens to us. Maybe we should talk about race control more often.
No, don't talk about race control, mate. Come on, we can't do that.
Oh yeah. Don't talk about race control.
We're not Foxtel commentators.
No, that's right. That's right. Go, you'll send Tyson off looking for ice boxes in the wrong area. Now, Brett Taylor is just putting it right on the back here of Cowie. And, has Cowie got the ability to just hold him off, mate? He's not defending. He's driving really well, I got to tell you. But Brett's no slouch. Brett will just keep this pressure on. It's just going to he's just going to tighten and tighten and tighten the noose until something breaks.
So a little insight into our man Cowie here after speaking a couple of rounds this season and away from the comms, he is not going to lay down. He is not going to drive conservative. He is out there to get better and he is going to push himself.
Here we go. Cowie's made a little mistake.
He's going to push himself to do better. So he's not going to just pull up. He's going to press on.
All right, now he's given Brett a real sniff here. He made a little mistake coming out of the first chicane. Brett got up the side of him, it was on the outside, so Cowie was able to defend it, slowed them both down, but, Brett's still right there. So, this podium is not settled. Brett...
Not at all, and this will be going white flag too, I believe. Ray Oliver now, it's just white flag. Where's Barney? It is white flag for Ray Oliver, so this battle here is going to be...
This is the battle that we're going to watch. The valve. Leaky, you only got the oldest iRacer award, mate. Couldn't just put you as spectators. You've got Brett Taylor in the valve motorsport. It's a pressure valve tonight. He is just putting it on, right? Tightening the screws, getting there. Good on you, Gaga. Love you, Brett Faulkner, Greg Lee, Connor, Tyson, all the boys for listening. Missing Jamie Tyke tonight. I had a few fishy things for you tonight, but I'll have to bring it back next week.
He's playing shallow here.
Cowie's defending, mate. Cowie wasn't defending the last 3 laps, but he is now. He knows Brett's under his skin. He knows the pressure's on. Cowie's holding it off.
He'll be feeling it. But what does he do?
Yeah.
He's made a few little errors with exits and getting the grass a little bit, so just have to watch him here. Only a couple of corners to go, though. We'll ride with this just for a little bit. Brett Taylor, he's going to pile it on now. He's going to pile it on.
He might have a look. He might have a look in the last couple of quarters on the inside. Cowie's defending. He's moved across to the right-hand side of the track. And the middle, he's defending. Cowie's going to go slow. Brett's just lifted to avoid tapping him. Cowie's look at that. We got Roy Dooley who's come up to give Brett Taylor a little bit of a hard time too. Oh no, is Roy going to have a crack? Oh, he's got cars 3 wide.
Bradley Wall in a P2.
There we go. It's 3 wide. Brett Taylor's just come under huge amounts of pressure.
Conglomerate out there.
But he's held on. What a classic finish to the race. I got to tell you, Tim Nicol and Troy Dooley, you guys have come from nowhere to make that exciting. Well done, lads.
Well, let's throw back to a quick replay of that finish there. And we'll watch on board with Tim Nicol. So
Brett's just got a little bit slow, and then Troy's come up. Minor touch. It's just upsettled Brett a little bit. Tim's got
He's giving him another one. He's giving him an almighty one there in the corner.
An almighty one. Neither of them have got the pace to make the most of the little scafe, a little SVG touch, I'll call it. Brett Taylor's held on. They're both wiggling. Tim Nicol's picked up a spot from Troy there in the end. What a cracking finish. So that
Well
is
done,
just
boys.
awesome.
Congratulations to our podium there. Ray Oliver, Bradley Wall and Andrew Cowan hanging in there for the last lap shenanigans. Oh, that was fantastic. Pete, what a race.
Mate, how good was that?
That was
enjoyed it.
phenomenal.
No, we had great racing, a reverse grid race. We had guys coming from the back. We had a little bit of a touch. We had the sinker doing his thing in the fences, and we had great commentary on YouTube joining us for the race. Even Leaky stayed awake long enough to get to the end of the race. And, you know, when we've got the podium coming in shortly.
Yeah, we will catch up with our podium, but there it is on screen there, folks. Ray Oliver, Bradley Wall, Andrew Cowan, Brett Taylor, Tim Nicol, Troy Dooley, Daniel Schultz, Callan Hodgkinson, Peter Pavlovich and Stephen Sinkovich rounding out your 10. So, what an incredible evening of racing. Can we get a good view of that? Bradley Wall's just going to send the tyres into oblivion.
Oh, blow them up, boys.
Here comes Cowie into the frame. Ray Oliver doing the dance. Doing the dance. Oh, Cowie, don't fence it yet, buddy. Oh, you've just been called for photos, so stop the burnouts, boys.
Photo before burnouts, don't blow your car up.
Yeah, that's right. So, and there you have it, folks. There is your podium for this evening on screen. So, well done to those boys. Oops. It's just Kelly on the comms. I'm glad that didn't come through the stream. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Everybody listening, the boys are all congratulating. There's a couple of slips of the tongue there from Mr. Cowie, but it's all in good spirit and good humour. So
up, Stephen, go and get everybody in the fast repair. We can't see what that is on the. Yep, that's it. Just back it up, said Ray. Oh, and then Ray bounces out to show. Oh, that's fantastic.
Alrighty, let's get the podium in here, Rob, and have a chat.
We can't yet because they're not here. They want to celebrate some of these boys.
Yeah, I think we've got the two SRW cars out there having a good old time and burning it up.
We'll just hang out, mate.
In the Warren and Brown Tools car.
We'll just hang out and have a bit of a yarn while the podium get themselves organised as Cowie lets rip with those rear tyres.
So how many do you think we can get in the AM series next Tuesday night, mate? Do you reckon we can get about 15?
Oh, it's going to be Bathurst, man. It's going to be a cracker. You know as well as I do, that's going to be an absolute ripper race, that one. And it's an enduro too. It's the enduro.
We got one more week. We got about 3 or 4 already coming in. We got the guys that should be able to continue. Whether SRW sort of says to the blokes of Tim Nicol and Ray Oliver whether they get a handicap review or not. But, the racing's really close, so it should be kind of cool. I don't think they'll get a handicap increase, but, maybe we'll see next series.
We've got our podium, mate, so let's bring in Cowie. Mr. Cowie, the average sim racer, mate, take us through that start.
Mate, I had a horrible start in the first race, and the second one, I didn't know what happened. So it looks like, I'm watching it here now, man. It looks like, and Tim did apologise. He said he got a great one, and I went to go up the inside too. Didn't know he was there, so yeah, that's why it was a racing incident. Probably more my fault than anything.
Mate. You move too far left and right in the start, and those sorts of things are bound to happen, right? So,
oh man, what a great race! That was hard. I threw just about everything I could at Ray, and even he said, for us to go too wide through some of those corners, it was pretty awesome when we were both right on the limit. And
you guys had about half a lap there where you were just nice and side by side and then coming up to a chicane this has got trouble written all over it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we managed to get through it. Yeah, look, I just couldn't get past him, and then on that fresh rubber at the end, obviously he checked out on us. But then I had to defend against Brett there at the end, and that was pretty tough too, so it was awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, it looked like he touched a little bit of grass against Brett there, and he got up beside you as well. But I think you had the defence line, so you were able to hold him off. Brett
Oh.
doesn't release the pressure on anybody, I don't think.
No, well, the thing was, it's one of those places it's all about getting your drive out of the corners, and what that does is it means that if you are too aggressive, you start to chew your ears, and then you're struggling, for the rest of the race. And it was just sort of one of those things where if you work them too hard too early at the end there, and you're just trying to use every ounce of track, and it's a place that you get it wrong, and it's easy to get it wrong, it really hurts you.
Yeah, well, we saw a few mistakes crop in from a couple of drivers there, mate. But no, you clung on there with all that pressure from Brett Taylor and managed a P3. So congratulations, well done. Must feel really good with the championship only one more round away.
Yeah, look, I was hoping to finish in front of Brad. I need to take some points off him, but that doesn't happen again. In the race one, Schultz got in front of me too, and he managed to, give Brad a nice little buffer in the first race. But in the second race, Brad just had too much pace. But it was great fun, and Ray and I were just talking before, and that side-by-side battle was awesome. I'm going to go back and have a look at it now.
Yeah, right. Well, we're on to Bathurst next week, mate. You looking forward to that?
Oh, mate, always look forward to Bathurst. Great track, though. I think, it's been a while since I've done any laps there, so we'll have to, bring out the muscle memory again, I suppose.
Well, mate, you know how it all works. Give the shout-outs to your sponsors and team. Let us know who's doing the things for you in the back scene.
Yeah, no, I'm thoroughly enjoying racing with Performance Sim Racing, our team boss Tyson, who didn't black flag me tonight, which is awesome. Toyo Sim is our big sponsor, so if you're looking for a deal on the Camus direct drive wheel and pedals, use our code PSR5OFF. West End Motor Group, Too Easy Finance, Track Racer, Night Rider Designs for my awesome paint job, my own business, carrymusic.com, if you're looking for a muso, solo, duo, trio, band, whatever you like. I can put together something 20-piece if you really want it. If you're in the Brisbane area, sign me up. And talk to me, bro, for all of that social media stuff. And if you're feeling it, guys, don't be afraid to talk. There's people out there that will listen.
Yeah, good job, mate. Well done tonight, P3. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at Bathurst, mate, with some championship to decide.
Awesome, mate. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, buddy.
Good on you, Cowie. Have a good week.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bring in the Mr. Admin himself, Bradley Wall. I know you're going to be absolutely pelleting in this commentary box, mate, but P2 tonight, you were on for a really good finish there with P1, but the pit stop hurt there, mate. What happened in the pit stop?
Well, short field. I was trying to be smart, thinking I had to do something to try and get a position on Ray, and then that safety car came out, and that stuffed that up. So
no.
But I'm happy with where I ended up. Trust me. Yeah, that was awesome.
Ray seemed to have just a little bit of pace on you all race. So you had to give something a go, didn't you? Starting out the front though with Ray down the back. Do you think? Yeah, I mean that would have made you feel comfortable, and then two safety cars, right? Are you going to sack the race controllers now, right? I mean, for bringing Ray back into it.
My admin's hat's not on at the moment, so I'm not answering that question.
Oh, you better not listen to the YouTube chat then.
I'm looking forward to reading that back. I noticed Greg was in there before, so that'll be interesting.
We've had some fun tonight. More about your race, mate. It was a really good race. You seemed to settle in nicely at the front there, and try to make that to the best advantage. But I think the safety car sort of just brought the field back to you, didn't it?
Yeah. Yep. But the second one did bunched us all back up, and then I had Tim in front of me. So. Tim
gave you a really good few positions.
Tim got that undercut working really well for himself. Yeah. So.
Yep.
Well, mate. Yep. Bathurst next week with the championship on the line. Are you keen and ready? You got practice time lined up?
I've never had practice time, but I've done quite a few laps at Bathurst, so I'm looking forward to the race. I don't know if I'm confident. I was just saying to Ray before that for me, it's one of those, I either have a good night or a bad night. one of those tracks. Flip a
Yeah.
coin and away you go. So
Oh, mate, settle in, see how you go. You got, a top 3 in the championship to fight for. So it's not all about the race next week. And as I say, hopefully you'll be able to be a championship driver instead of just a race driver next week and get a good result.
Thanks, Pete. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, good luck, mate. You want to do your shout-outs?
Yeah, I was going to say, I might be trying to put the admin hat back on and do the shout-outs now.
Yeah, I'll do that for the sponsors. So thank the sponsors for SRW, Warren and Brown, Melville, SimRigs, Racecraft, Dragon RC, Groom Industries, Toyo Sim, and the promo department, and Tempting Sweets as well. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate your support, and it makes all this possible. So thank you.
Good on you, Brad, mate. Well done tonight. That was good, smooth running. You just missed out on the win, but a great result overall. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brad.
See you.
All right. Well, you know who it is, don't you?
Well,
You know
Mr.
who
Ray
it is.
Oliver.
It's the man out of the West, Ray Oliver. P1 again. Double win tonight, mate. Congratulations. Take us through that race.
A bit of a roller coaster and a good fight with Cowie. I mean, that's the kind of racing I enjoy, where you're with somebody that can actually hold a line and you're both looking after each other because you know you want to get out the other end.
Yeah, and that's right. There was a lot of pressure tonight, but it wasn't silly moves. It was just sort of pressure waiting for mistakes and making decisions and fair overtakes. That was really good. It was awesome to watch, I've got to tell you.
Well, the runs into Knickerbrook, I mean, the two of us, if one of us decided to try and crouch the other or move over, it would have just been curtains, and the two of us know we're not going to do that to each other, so we can drive like that, which is very much appreciated from the seat I'm in.
Now, are you sending the SRW safety car team a beer tonight, or do you think it was just all you?
Well, I did look at the lap count, and I was looking at the lap times we were doing, so I'm not sure why the first one came out, but we only had like 3 laps up their sleeves at the end, so I think we needed a safety car at least some point.
First one came out
because of the pit straight incident.
There was a pit straight incident at the start. There was 3 cars just sort of were a bit all over the place, so that was the first one, and then the second one was Dan Schultz stuck in the wall. But both fair, I thought, for bringing the safety car out. But it certainly got you back in the race. The second one, didn't it?
Well, that start when they went to the right, I was looking at the PAV, and I'm like, I can nip back in front of the PAV to try and set myself up, and then I just saw Cowie come across my nose, and I was like, I'm going to hit the brakes, and that's when I went into the guy in front. I'm just like, oh dear, here we go. That's the end of the day for all of us. And it was just one of those things because it was just a racing incident. We ended up 3 wide, 4 wide, and then all of a sudden it was pinball.
Oh, no, it's fabulous to watch because we were watching where he came out with respect to Tim Nicol. He just flew through, but then you came out of the pits and there was 2 cars right on top of you. You're like, oh wow, this is exciting stuff. So, yeah, good race, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and feel free to shout out to your sponsors, man.
Just to thank out to all the Frog Leap boys that have done some hard work in the last few days with all their events that they've been doing, and cheers to Juice Energy, All Ports Gaming, Toyo Sim, the Pet Dog Company, FH Creative, and Kyle, who was helping me in my ears and trying to keep me sane and so on, like he normally does. And just, cheers to you guys for what you're actually putting on with the commentary and that, because, after Sunday, I know how hard it is.
Good on you, mate. Good on you for having a go too. I just try and make commentary a little bit of fun for everybody, but I'm not sure that I'll last, but we'll see how we go.
Easy.
So, Ray, on to Bathurst next week, the final. Looking forward to it?
I'll start from pit lane. No, not really. I mean, tonight's the first night I can really say I felt like I gelled with this car. I'd made a few changes after reading one of the boys' comments in the YouTube stream, and just made a few little changes, and it started to hook up, and I actually felt more comfortable, and I was getting on the power, and that's where I had some of the advantage was actually on throttle. So I was like, finally. But Bathurst is, you know what it's like. It's one of those things you're either going to have a good night or you're going to have a bad night, and often it's the latter.
So, is it fair to say this season, like you came into the season, you weren't happy with this car? Is it fair to say you've kind of grown with the car now and you're kind of starting to feel a little bit more rhythm with it?
Before tonight, no. But now, because I just did a few little changes that actually was kind of things that suited my driving style. over the setups that I was using. So those little changes have worked, and thinking a bit outside the box. But yeah, I still prefer a front-wheel drive car any day that's sadly no longer in the service.
Fair enough, mate. Well, we'll let you go back and celebrate with the team, mate. Once again, congratulations for the double victory tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week at Bathurst.
Cheers, boy. I'll see you in the fence.
Thanks, Ray.
In the fence, what a bugger. Good on you, Ray.
Oh, well. Well, there we go. Ray Oliver with the double victory, like both races. So I think, as you said, that second safety car really played an advantage in there and got him back into that. But, you know, it's racing. It's the way it goes, isn't it, Pete? It happens both ways sometimes.
Oh, sprint racing too, mate. Yeah, you get these sprint races and you think it's just like a single stop easy strategy thing, and a safety car gets thrown out, and in this case too, and it just mixes up the race for everybody. And in this case, it brought Ray back into it. I think Brad Wall might be like, oh, the bugger, why do we have safety cars in these races? Because he just had a really good lead. But at the end of the day, mate, that's what we've got to deal with when we have race controlled and safety car races. Emulates the real world, and there's a little bit of luck that comes into it. But also, Ray and Brad drove super clean. Cowie and Brett and P3 and P4 drove super clean as well. And we saw some really exciting races. And like I said, right, these the aliens in sim racing, but they're putting on some of the closest, most exciting races, and they're not punting each other off, mate, which you get in officials, right? That's super clean stuff from the SRW crew. So, just loving being a part of it. Looking forward to having a crack next season. I hope anybody who's listening that might be a development sort of mid-pack supercar racer might come and join me. And we can all do special paints for the back of our cars for Greg Leake. So, also looking forward to going to Bathurst next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Bathurst, I think, is going to be a cracker, as we're going to see the championship just absolutely wind up there. It's going to be close going into points. We'll cover that as we get into next week's round. Again, you talk about the quality of this racing, and look, these guys, you wouldn't think this is amateur racing. Like, they are putting on a really class act and just showing that, if you really keep respect for your fellow competitor and you hold yourself in good stead, you can have a really good race. So,
well, that's right. It really shows you don't have to be the fastest in sim racing to enjoy the racing experience. And these guys, have pulled on, I would say in some cases a better example than what we saw in real life over the weekend in supercars, the way some of these guys races. So, come and join us, have a good time. There's no Mark Scape going to rip your head off anywhere. And, we'll do Bathurst next week, and then we'll get into season 2 for the Ams.
Yeah, exactly right. Greg Leake said he's already got his paint job lined up for you, mate. So be sure to keep a lookout for that one.
I'll look out for it in qualifying.
But, Pete, that's going to bring us to the end of the night. Sadly, that's going to wrap us up for this week and the V8 Amateur Night. So, firstly, thank you for joining tonight. Thank you to the chat. When does Season 2 start? Ben's asking in chat. It will be 3 weeks, I believe, from now. So, there'll be next week at Bathurst. I think it's a 2-week break in the middle. And then I think it comes back. It was probably on the flyer that went out, but I didn't confirm dates, so don't quote me, but I think it's probably going to be the first week in April, I'm guessing.
11th of April, Rob. 11th of April is the first race for the Am series, and looks like it might be Spa, but we'll see how the track layout the track format comes out. But 11th of April, so a little bit of practice in there, Ben. Keep an eye out on Discord, mate, in the announcements, and we'll get out there, and you and I can have a practice, and we'll see if we can grab Leakey out of the retirement home for 1 or 2 as well. So
still poking fun at Greg Leake, but it's all in good fun, guys. Again, Ben, welcome to the SRW family. It's good to see you. It's good to have you in chat. Again, Connor, thank you for hanging out. Guys, Greg Leake, everybody in chat, thank you so much for hanging out. We are going to sign off by thanking our round sponsor, Warren & Brown Tools, for our SimRigs V8 Am series tonight. Also to our other classic and awesome sponsors in Toyo Sim, Grim Industries, Melville Equipment, just so many. Without their support, again, Tempting Sweets as well as their
Don't forget SimRigs and Racecraft.
SimRigs, yep, absolutely. Without their help, we can't make this happen and bring it to you guys. And yeah, Pete, thank you again for another classic evening. I look forward to seeing you next week in the box. And
I can't believe I get invited back. But anyway, I'm enjoying it, mate.
Oh, mate, I'm inviting you back. You've got to finish the season off with me now. You're not running away that easy. But no, congratulations to our podium tonight. And thank you to you guys for tuning in, of course, and for the awesome banter in the chat. Keep it coming next week. That's all from SOW this week. Tomorrow night, doubleheader. TCR F3s coming at you live. Again, I'll be in the comm box and on the cameras. I'll be joined with the average sim racer, Andrew Cowan, for that. Look forward to seeing you guys there tomorrow night. From myself and the broadcast team and management, thank you for being here, and we will see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
The total one, this is amazing. Up and clash heads again. It's like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble.
Model right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanner, Jamie Dyke just blown away from